Welcome in, Siege fans, for our final match of the first day of the SGC Proving Grounds. Once again, KingFsher joined by Aron. We have another good match for you between two teams sitting at 2-1 so far. It's going to be Placeholder taking on F5 Esports. Should be a fun game, and it's our last game of the day, so definitely going to try to do it up with as much presentation skills as we can. So, Aron, how excited are you? We've been here a while, but we have one more match on the horizon.
I mean, something about a Swiss stage and just taking its time is impressive. It's gonna be a fun last map. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm very excited to see it. We do have two other teams currently 3-0, but they both already been on the stream today, so we can't really cast them. But F5 have been looking really dominant. They've been looking really good thus far. Placeholder, of course, we know some of the I know some of the players on that team. They're really, really like confident, good players. So I'm excited to watch it. I think it's gonna be a great time.
Yeah, same here. And funnily enough, the top top 16 teams qualify, and right now there are 15 on 2 wins or better. So there is still a ton of competition at the top levels of this kind of Swiss stage playthrough, like you said. So this game is still important. Don't let the 2-1 fool you. Both these teams needing some wins coming into this one. Unsure how the tiebreakers are gonna work, because I don't think overtime loss points have been counted. So, but that's somebody else's problem. That's not ours. We're just here to talk about some Rainbow Six. I think we have some map vetoes up this time as well. We caught these players a little bit earlier in the lobby, so we'll have time to go through a little bit more of the thought process. And it looks like we are going to Chalet as our map. I'm kind of relieved we haven't seen any map repeats today.
No, I mean that's been super nice. Starting off, we went Night Haven Club, Con. Now we're on Chalet. 4 really staple maps. Um, I'm excited, man. I think Chalet is going to be a really really fun time. It's a very default map. It's like kind of like Oregon. Everyone knows kind of how to attack it, what we're looking for. The setups, all of that. So I'm hoping to see a little bit of creativity. Hoping to see something a little bit different, a little bit new. I'm just excited, man. I think it's gonna be really good. It was between that and Clubhouse, so we almost got a repeat. But Clubhouse is such a great map, I wouldn't have minded.
Yeah, after 5 hours, definitely ready for a little bit of a default map. I always like going to Chalet though, because any team can win, right? Every team in this, no, not tournament. I don't know why I keep wanting to say tournament. Every team in this play stage knows how to play Chalet. They have played a ton of Chalet. They are going to be good at Chalet. It's definitely interested to see what happens there. I want to see what happens in the picks and bans as well. We really haven't had a whole ton of curveballs today, and you like seeing at least one in the P&B phase. So we'll see whenever we get into map if these teams have something exciting in store for us.
I mean, I'm sure they'll have something very exciting. Like I don't know. F5, they've seemed like they kind of know what they've been doing today. Not exactly sure what we're looking at band wise over there. But I'm personally expecting the mirror to finally be taken off the board. I know she's pretty easy to deal with, but I feel like on a map like Chalet, you got to get rid of her. And I think the Azami's probably going to leave as well. I think the Valkyrie will probably stay up, which that could be kind of a toss up. But I would not be surprised if a mirror or an Azami ban came out for this map.
Yeah, I think whoever starts the attacking half has to ban Mira, right? Because Mira is good on a lot of maps, like on a side or two. Chalet, you need Mira, or you want Mira, for basically every bomb site on the map. So good, and just the way the Chalet is built really lends itself to kind of having those Mira windows. You have such long sight lines where there's not a ton of cover for attackers as they push up. It is a very, very nice map for Mira. I think I agree. Azami, Valkyrie, two other attacker, or defenders rather, that do incredible on this map. Should be 2 with the 3. Really shouldn't see anything different. On attack is kind of where it gets a little bit different. Shields are good. Vertical play is good. Hard breach is necessary. So many different ways you can limit the attackers in this ban phase.
I truthfully would not be surprised seeing like a Ram ban. Like that's just something that like I could definitely see getting pulled out. I think something in my guts telling me that a hard breacher is going to get banned, whether that be like a Maverick or an Ace. Like just something like in my soul is telling me that. So we'll figure it out when we get there. I'm sure it won't be too much longer. We'll be figuring it out. So I mean, that's just my predictions. Who knows? Who knows?
Well, you're the analyst here. I'm certainly trusting your predictions, especially like you said, something like the hard breach. I would wager a guess that Ace has played close to 100% of Chalet rounds when you're on the attack. The number's got to be darn close, but so good. It's such a strong hard breacher, very, very versatile, especially on a site like Chalet where there's really not a ton of hatch play. Most important hatches and bomb sites are left open by the defenders. I mean, you don't need to get the hatches on basement. Most of the upstairs hatches are left open except for the one in bedroom when you play that middle floor. So an operator like Habana really doesn't see a ton of play, definitely opens the door for Ace and Thermite to kind of be the stars.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. Um, what are you expecting to see out of this match, Mr. Fisher? Are you expecting like a little blowout? Are you expecting it to be close? You expecting somebody crazy to kind of go off? Like what are you thinking? Give me your thought process.
You know, it's kind of hard to tell because like the teams have been here for a while, right? I mean, everyone here has been here for 5 hours. That's either playing Siege, waiting to play Siege, strategizing. The mental fatigue has to be setting in for teams at this point, which I think can lead to mistakes. But if one team is mentally stronger, we could see a blowout. I think it's much more likely to see a competitive game, especially on Chalet. Defenders do good, attackers do good. Every team does good at Chalet. So unless there's one team that is just insanely proficient on it, and without seeing these two teams before, really can't guess that. I definitely expect that we're in for a more competitive matchup here.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely hearing that one for sure. Uh, place your who you think's gonna win? Who you giving it to?
Ooh, 1 second. Let me find a coin to flip. Um,
I like that. I like that.
you know what? Never mind about the coin. I'm just gonna go with F5. I like their logo, so I'm gonna guess
Sure.
that
No.
F5 won
Yeah.
this one. Yeah, placeholder is still working with that placeholder logo, unfortunately. Very, very sad.
Well, I'm gonna go with placeholder just to be the odd man. I'm just gonna
Ooh,
we'll
okay.
face off on this one. I'll say placeholder. I think it's gonna be a 7-5 victory for placeholder. That's my guess. And getting straight into it, it will be the blitz being banned on the side of placeholder. The defense, they're not going to want to deal with that shield. Super, super valid. I understand that completely. Will we see the Ram get banned, or am I dumb? I am dumb. Heard that. It's going to be a Ying. Also, a really, really strong ban, though. 4 Candelas on the board could make it very difficult to push through. So, the Ying ban, not at all bad. Let's
Yeah,
see.
smart bin there onto the Ying. Like you said, I would have expected something like the Ram or maybe even a double shield. I do find it odd though that out of the three shield operators, Blitz is the one that's banned. I mean, Monty in particular on the bottom floor is incredible. Blackbeard strong. Tend to think of Blitz as the weakest, but already there is a wrench thrown in our plans for defense as Fenrir is the one taken out, which Fenrir, incredible operator, really good ban, but for this map, not what we expected.
I get it though. Holding that K9 balcony, the Valkyrie will go as well. The Azami and Mirror both up. That's going to make things quite interesting for the attack. But I think with like Fenrir, holding K9 door on top floor, holding the library on bar games, on the defense, making sure when they're in Solarium, when they're walking up West Main, it makes a lot of sense. Defender being banned away, it also opens up opportunities for characters like Nook and stuff like that. So very excited to see. What they do with that ban. I think it'll be quite interesting. But hopping straight into round number 1, the final match of the day, we'll start in bar and game.
Yeah, a couple of months ago, maybe a big surprise. Top floor can kind of be the preferred site for a lot of teams, but bar gaming and kitchen as well, I think, really picked up in Steam. We've seen a lot of teams just going away from Snowmobile Garage completely. Wonder if that's going to be the case here for Placeholder. And his default as Chalet is, every team has a different preference, right? Some teams really like sites, some teams really hate them. All four of them are exceptionally viable, though, which isn't always something you see on an R6 map. So definitely, I think, like the console we saw last game, definitely one of the more fair and equal maps kind of all across the board.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we're getting straight into it. We'll have a little bit of good setup on the attack, especially to deal with the Solarium over. Obviously, bringing the Cabets out, trying to clear out, that deep corner of library whenever they get to that side of the map. Sentry, or my apologies, Striker, always a solid pick. I know that Striker's been getting played more and more throughout, especially in like pro play and just competitive play in general. But it will be a Solarium hit. It's the Gridlock. We'll start throwing our tracks down onto Solarium stairs, trying to deny any flanks up that way. And it's going to be a top floor extend for the side of Placeholder.
See just how long Placeholder can hold it, and they're going to lose the entry frag. That's going to be Z-Man on an F5 and Slash following it up. Slash treated immediately, though, by Matt on the mute. Do we stay at 4-3? F5 with a one-man lead, though. Already pretty good when we're looking at this medium floor bomb site. Wow, Capitao is zooming throughout the map there on the second floor. The outline going at a million miles an hour, going to run into Bronco very quickly here on Mezzanine. with these walls closed, going to be an interesting engagement.
Yeah, they know they have to clear out the kitchen side as well, but taking that top library, top fire, control is going to be extremely important. And I believe the Azami, what we talked about, before the match started, the Azami being so prominent on the defense, being such like a good character just in general. We talked a lot about her today. This could pose an issue for this top fire, take, especially with a man disadvantage. It feels like the Azami barricades are taking up a lot of time. And as I say that, she gets down.
Ooh. Caster's Curse, Siege Chiming, whatever you call it, the Azami's down, and Arctics is going to follow as well as Z-Man with this second kill as Fountain. Picks up the credit for Bronco, and will get their first as well. F5 with a huge opening round there. The attack really coming out to play here in Chalet.
I mean, that's just a really solid default attack. Love that, that push from Solarium. Getting that first pick on the crossfire from the office door, holding his piano across was really, really well played. The ward being taken down so early definitely caused some issues for the defenders, and they just weren't able to position themselves properly and get themselves in the spots they wanted to be. So now we'll be going to kitchen dining.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused.
And try their hand at the other first floor side, still avoiding the top and the bottom. We'll see. I do think this site has definitely some merit going second as Bronco sneaks his way across the floor. I mean, this one, the vertical play is so much easier to hold than it is over on Bar Gaming side. Bar Gaming, there are a ton of windows. The mezzanine really doesn't have a lot of cover outside that Azami. But in this one, the only windows you really have to worry about are the ones on solar stairs. And you can always threaten something like a jump out with those. So the attack can be a little bit more wary. So much more natural cover too, so hopefully for Placeholder fans are able to get a little bit of an easier time here on this defense.
I would imagine that, they probably learned a lot from their last defense. They understand how aggressive this F5 team is going to be. If they see a gap, they're going to take it very quickly, and you're just going to have to be able to regroup, and you're going to have to be able to win some gunfights. And I would hope that Placeholder is able to learn that and adapt themselves to it. It would be 3 people on the top floor holding bathroom, master, and piano respectively. It's going to be a library take from the side of F5.
See just how quickly they're able to get into this library. Z-Man already making entry on the Ryora as well. Only seen it once so far today. Can be a good operator in the right hands. It looks like just going to try to segment off these defenders. They have some hard breach. They do not have an EMP, so they're going to have to do a little bit of work down below to try to get that wall open. Looks like an Electro Claw currently holding it shut. But if they can keep that Ryora up, they're going to create some interesting angles for those defenders to work with. And the first angle is already working for him as Native takes down Fountain. Fountain a big part of last round's attack, but will not be on the board, and that is one of the 2 hard breaches down. Interestingly, the one I thought we were never going to see, the Habana.
Yeah, I think, if I'm not mistaken, there's actually a little bit of a play you can do to grab this office wall where he can place the thermite charge on the Aurora. I don't know if that spacing really works as well as I'm thinking it is, but it looks like they're going to be going for the double top mez wall instead. Thermite charge looking to go down, but the super out is available, so that's going to make things delayed a good little bit. Has to kill the super out here. Knows that he's swinging up. It's going to nade him out. Will it kill him? No, it won't. Not close enough. Nade's going out for a second time as well. Not going to take him out either, so he's going to be able to get out of there. Or actually, he's just sitting still for his life.
Yeah,
that's definitely going to
really
slow the hold down.
Yeah, I'm not positive how Bronco survived there. That second frag grenade looked like it landed right at his feet. I guess it didn't, though. So the Tuberel gonna stay alive. Thermite does put down 1 charge, so it looks like at any rate they got the Electric Claw, just currently being Tuberel off there by Bronco. Throws his second Zoto canister out. The attack making some good progress, but look at the time. There is under a minute left. They're just now getting that first floor wall open, and they still have not pushed out these top floor defenders.
Yeah, I mean, a 4v5, it's going to be kind of difficult to get themselves through onto this, and they're going to open up the reward door, going to challenge up into piano, just going to close it off, take out the Azami as they go. Will be the is he down? I believe that is the Cade being downed as they are about to try to walk onto site, but they haven't taken care of the vert player yet. This is going to be really bad for them, as neither one of them will look up, as 3 players will fall. Now 1v3, the Dokkaebi finds, or apologies, the Thermite finds 1. Trying to plant this bomb with 15 seconds left. Just floor banking through the hatch. Won't be able to find anything at all. Basically a flawless round.
As close to it as you can get, well, actually losing a member. A really nice defense there from Placeholder after a pretty strong opening attack from F5. I think we were right when we thought it was going to be a competitive set here. Both teams showing a lot of prowess so far in this first kind of split. See, Native, a little salty about dying on the flank there. But regardless, it happened. We're going now into round 3. They're going to upstairs finally, so it does look like Placeholder is one of the teams, but really doesn't like to go to that snowmobile garage site. So we'll see this top floor, and gotta think they're in for kind of a good run on this because they held this top floor extremely well last round.
I mean, I'm thinking this could probably be a very I think this could be a very good hold by Placeholder. I think that upstairs is one of those sites where you kind of have to fight for your space a little bit. You know, you can't give up library instantly. Solarium, you have to have a player there at all times. He has to be walking down the stairs. He has to check on trophy. You need to have a player on Ivy so that way no one can walk up the Ivy stairs on you. So it's definitely going to be a little bit more spread out from the defense, but all in all, I think gunfights is going to be kind of what makes or breaks the defense.
See if they're able to win the gunfights this time around. They were last round. We'll see if they can again. Placeholder looking for their second straight. Chalet, I think, like we said before, it's one of the more fair and even maps, but you still want to be taking a good amount of defensive rounds if you're on the side of Placeholder. Maybe we'll finally see that elusive 3-3 split we've been looking for.
I mean, it has been a rough one today. The castle getting away with his life as the castle barricade is broken by the sledge. Now going to be playing on this quarter wall, but gonna try to maybe hit a jump out on him. Might have heard the castle or the first barricade be punched open. As they know he's there, the castle spraying out towards him. Will the jump out happen? It seems like he's holding for it, so it will not. Yeah, I mean this upstairs extend just this upstairs hold just looking a little bit stronger. No one's able to find an opening just yet, but plenty of fight coming out until then.
Bronco and Z-Man here are very, very close to killing each other. Looks like Z-Man's going to go for the swing first. They could see the outlines we're seeing right now. It'd be insane. Z-Man will get the opening kill onto Bronco. About halfway through the round, now we're seeing the Blackbeard as well, one of those shield operators that was not banned out, just waiting here on Arctics. A slash falls and Z-Man hits the dirt as well. Can be revived. Those are right now, we're in a 4v4, but F5 with only a couple guns, you're going to need to get somebody over to the front yard to go revive Z-Man. And honestly, no one's close. Checky is going to have to fall off this window, but can't do that because he's the one protecting stealth.
Did he fall off the roof?
No. He got killed from the window, I think.
I think he fell off the roof.
Yeah, never mind. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I should not have done it. Down to a 3v2 is... Wow, good timing from Checky, getting back onto the rappel. But now in 2v3, prospect's not looking good, and Z-Man will die.
Finally picked off as the Capital going to go into Solarium. Won't be able to win the gunfight, though. The Mirror going to close out the round in the bathtub. Lands the shot necessary. A really nice shot from him. And then Placeholder going to be finding their second defense and second round in a row.
Another strong round there from Placeholder. F5 now going to go back on the attack. They're not going back to Bar Gaming, actually. They didn't like the way that works, so they're going to complete the circuit, go to Wine Cellar, Snowmobile. See if it's successful this time around for Placeholder. I found when you attack this site, when you're the defense, it either goes really good or really bad. There's not a whole ton of in between. So for F5, they're hoping it goes really bad for the defense. We'll see just what happens, though, this round. They do have some denial, some pretty good denial actually for that garage wall, and with no hard breacher yet, there we see a 6 pick says both the shields actually go away. Interesting choice. I don't think they were expecting this bottom floor defense, so we'll see what happens here from the attack. Really, it gotta, wow, everyone's just changing ops.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine that the Blackbeard will be repicked, however, but I would imagine they were expecting the bar game again, considering that they decided to go there first. I would imagine that they thought they had a little bit more confidence there, but it will be downstairs hit, so they are going to swap it up, like you said. The Gridlock and the Thermite picks, as well as the Ram, which we were talking about possibly being banned because of the vert play available on this map, but it will be the Vigil inside of the dining room, roaming around.
See what the Vigil's able to do, and so far it's going to be the other one that dies first. The Izami falls. There goes Gav, courtesy of Z-Man. Already, not a great start for Placeholder, especially being the Izami. Those Kiba barriers activate over the course of the round, and there will not be any more this time. There is another defender in the top floor, a couple, in fact. This is a really interesting, large extend here from the defense. They could just rush Snowmobile right now if the attack wanted to. Not going to do that. They instead are going to work on clearing Bronco and Native out of this library side.
Yeah, and I mean, the Butte already getting backed up onto the Ivy stairs. They're not going to have a lot of information there as well. Bronco is looking to see Z-Man on this roof. A bad timing, though. He's going to jump off as Bronco looks away from it. It's the visual running up the trophy stairs. I don't know. This is a little early on a flank, no?
Yeah, I mean, nobody's inside. I don't really know what the flank's gonna do here. They're all still outside the building, so we'll see if the Vigil is able to accomplish anything from that. Nice frag grenade, gonna push Arctics out of position. Looks like the breach has been opened by the attack, and so is the floor above as Fountain gets the kill. It's gonna be the Ash instead of the Ram, and Bronco will fall as well. Mute now in the bottom site, and it won't matter. It's a flawless round. Fountain and Slash go big. Just like that, F5, even us back up at 2 apiece.
I mean, very nicely done by F5. A very strong setup to an attack. They were able to get that player on that piano window, on that type Ivy window, just kind of controlling that amount of space. They were able to get the Ram to make vert on the main floor, and the Cade was singled out on the site with the frag grenades. They were able to get the site pretty easily. Just really good vert play, really good positioning. And they were able to clutch that with a flawless.
Nice run there from F5. They've had a lot of mixed success, I think, kind of like we were talking about the basement. It's either been really good or really bad. None of these rounds have been particularly close so far. We are going back and forth like crazy, which I think is what we both expected coming into this one, but it looks like they're just kind of trading off being asleep at the wheel and kind of driving the pace, so see what happens as we get further into this opening half. Definitely expect both teams to start settling in. Going again over to this kitchen dining side. And F5 need to change something up because their top floor attack last time this site was in play was not good. Not good at all.
Absolutely not. I think I don't know. I think going into this round for the defense specifically, you're gonna be looking more towards standing your ground, not giving up space too early, but also being a little bit more aware of position. I feel like they were a little unaware of the Ram being outside the front door still. Feels like there's just a lack of information. Maybe a lack of audio calls or just vocalized in general from their side. So hoping that they switch that up a little bit. Maybe they'll get a little bit more success on this bomb site.
Little under 30 seconds into the round here. F5 are going to try for that Royara yet again. Really wasn't too effective the first time they attacked this bomb site. See if it is this time from Z-Man, and the opening kill is going to fall through Slash, able to take down Matt. Yet again, the Izami falling early. No more Kiba barriers. That is a trend that Placeholder need to stop. Definitely don't want to be losing the Izami this quickly, and we'll see if it'll affect them. I think it was the Tuberau, the one that was most important to this top floor defense last time, and Bronco is still alive. So we'll see if they can deal with them better this time on the side of F5 Esports.
Does that work? Did that work? I need to know if that worked.
That's what I was.
That's what I was talking about in that last round. I don't know if that's tech or not. It doesn't look like it did.
I mean, it worked for getting kills. Okay.
Yeah, that's
a foot. So.
Yeah, I mean, it worked the shot though. I respect it.
I mean, they can like maybe get an angle now, but Gav can try to go out under the right aura, but just a second late they were looking at it, so probably a good thing there for the Mira. It's just down to Gav and Native. In a 2v5, make it a 4v5 as Native takes down Checky. Fountain's low in health as well, so still in the realm of possibilities for the defense. With Native falling low in kitchen, getting a kill though, still staying alive. The Legion dancing around the table should fall here to the ace, and indeed they will. Slash gets that double. Now Gav left in a 1v3, and the Vector is not the greatest gun for these long-range engagements. One gun drop the hatch, will not get the kill. Z-Man cleans it up, and F5 Esports take the lead yet again, up 3-2.
I mean, it's a good attack overall. We're able to get that early pick onto the Tuberau, get the man advantage, and utilize info and be able to walk onto the bomb site. Really isolated both the players as well. Had to take their 1v2s or 1v3s on both floors, and that definitely made it a very, very difficult.
Yeah, not Not necessarily the most convincing defense we've seen from Placeholder, unfortunately for them. Still got around to kind of close things up, get it back on track. You don't want to go down 2-4 onto defense on Chalet. Even a 3-3 split really isn't the greatest, but it's doable. They can come back from it. We'll see if they're able to. They're going to go for the exact same bomb site this time around, which, although it went pretty bad last round, I like the call. It went well once, it went bad once. Might as well gamble on yourself and try it again.
Yeah.
With the mirror this time, maybe they'll have some success. I really don't know where Matt's putting the mirrors, because I think he played it last round, and I did not see a single black mirror.
Matt was on
Unless I'm going crazy.
Matt was on the Azami last
Sorry,
round.
Gav. My bad. It was Gav. No.
Gav was on that. You're so correct. Yeah. No, I actually have no clue where the mirrors were. I would imagine they were on the half wall and possibly right up there on library, but no, because they took library way too easily last round. I'm not sure.
Maybe they were set up on first floor, but I mean, we just didn't see first floor all done, so hopefully this time it's better. They're making adjustments too. I don't believe they've held this library side yet, so we'll see if that works for Placeholder. F5 in the meantime, though, are focused more on a solar take. Z-Man on the rappel here notices there is 0 kind of resistance if he just swings in. He'll meet some guns very, very soon, Bronco in particular. Lurking nearby, just waiting for it, and Bronco will be waiting no more. Stop letting the Azami die first.
I mean, just gets absolutely wall-banged off the information. Just was unaware of how active the player could be playing off that information. But it's going to be a very quick hit in the trophy. And West Main, as they will have a lot of space already taken. And now the defender is going to have to pick themselves back up and find a new position.
I mean, site control, diffuser down. What else can you want from the attack? The zombie will fall after getting revived. There goes Bronco. Z-Man with the kill. It's going to be locked into 2v3. Make it a 2v2 as Gav gets 1. He's going to have to drop that Hatcho, and Checky knows that. C4 unsuccessful from Matt on the Mira. Now a slash all the way back in trophy. Checky dies, so this could get bad for the attackers. It's going to be a 1v2. Has a diffuser and will not get the first. Matt with a triple wood around from the Mira. And Placeholder somehow even us back up 3 apiece.
I mean, 3-3 half. We've been talking about it all night. Very excited to see it. I think Placeholder with an excellent retake. Very, very nicely done by them. We're able to find all the kills that they needed in the exact time they needed them. And off the back of a very, very, very quick round, they were able to do it.
Definitely not the greatest, but also not the worst opening half here for Placeholder on the defense. We'll see just what they're able to do on the attacking side. 5 intern, gonna go to the kitchen dining room first, so it seems like a lot of similarities between these two teams. They almost hovered at least for Gav here on Placeholder. Interestingly, an operator that was not really picked by F5. I don't think once, I could be wrong, but I do not remember seeing a Deimos tracker last round. Or last half.
No, you are correct. There was no Deimos played in the last half. And if you did get picked, you got 6 picked off. All right.
Sorry, I had to get it in while I could. Well, I'm sure I'll be looking foolish at least once more before we're out of this game. We'll see just when it happens, though. Is it going to be interesting? This game definitely has the most overtime potential we've seen so far today. And with the way these two teams are playing, it's so back and forth. It is so turbulent. Anything can happen here in the second half.
Yeah, no, I'm just talking about the mirror from the last round. I'm really enjoying the mirror placement that I'm seeing this round. They're going to be doing a very hard office hold, but also, if you look, that mirror is placed on the closet wall, which means that the piano hold is also going to be much, much stronger as well.
We'll see how well they're able to hold this top floor. Placeholder did a really good job back all the way in round number 2 and then struggled in rounds 5 and 6 pretty heavily. So we'll see if F5 can kind of reverse a trend that's been happening. Checky here with this mirror at least should be able to watch the main breach. So a nice setup. And Placeholder, despite just getting kind of wrecked from Solar, aren't putting any pressure there. And it looks like F5 aren't watching it either. Maybe kind of missed opportunity here for the attacking squad in their first run out.
I mean, but as when you're attacking, you kind of just pick a spot you want to go and you kind of just do it. There's not much, change in the mid round. Their drones are already set up for library. They're just going to take library side. They're going to try to figure it out from there, which is unfortunate because, yes, you're right. Solar would be very, very free right now. But I'm sure they'll figure it out.
Tuber out being used to stall the wall right now. We'll see just how long it is before Placeholder can start getting entry, and Gav going to be the first blood slash with the first kill. So now the Azami reversing this statistic. Slash able to get that opening. Z-Man still sitting here, trying to keep this wall closed, and will be able to do so. But that's the last auto canister, so it will be coming open next time that runs out in just a few seconds. One player on top of mezzanine about to peek. It's going to be Arctics on the ace, who's the only player in the building, at least until Matt walks in the front door. There's not a whole ton of refrag potential on this ace, and now we see the attack really starting to get in towards that library side.
Yeah, I'm thinking the 45 hall is probably going to be the hall that they're gonna push for. There'll be a walk up west main, or through trophy, and they will try to drop the hatch, with having that cut off over there near that side. But they have to take this space first, and that's the part that seems to be the hardest for them. The drone just now coming in, just not getting the information needed. So will they be able to capitalize off of it is the question. As Native is going to grab two. That's going to be Poppy. That's going to be Slash taken down. Tubera needs to get found as well. Don't give him three. Native takes three instead. C4 rips, looking for the guy on the big window. It won't land, though. C4 are going to be wasted in a 2v3 situation. Backing up now. It seems like they want to retake up. Solar. Don't know how aware they are of this trophy player window. Or trophy window player. He's going to swing out. Lands a shot onto him. A quad kill for Native. Could be looking for the ace. Will he find it? Knows that the player's west main. Bullet's going to be missing the bomb. Going to start planting, and it's going to be Native with an ace on the Capital. Very nicely played by him off the entry as well. What
Native
can they
putting
do?
the squad on his back. The placeholders putting their plays on top of F5. What a shot, or what a round, what a shot, what many shots there from the Brava and Native. Just going to run it right back. A nice round from them. And F5 kind of crumbled under the pressure. Now going to Bar Gaming. There's a very constant rotation of these sides. None of these teams really want to try to run back the same ones.
I get it. You know, Chalet, it's easy to pick up and adapt to your opponent's play style. So you don't want to give them the same thing twice, because then they're just going to know how to play against it again. It's give it a little bit of time, let them forget a little bit, and then go back. That just makes the most amount of sense to me. It's going to be an upstairs extend on this bar hole. That shield going to be so important on the top of Ivy Stairs. Needs to be cleared out as soon as humanly possible from the attackers. We'll see how they're able to play in that, as I believe it will be a solar side like it was on the opposite half.
5 seconds to go.
5 trying to even things back up. Only saw Bar Gaming once, and it went horribly for the defenders. So F5 trying to right the trend. Placeholder with a nice attacking round, even though they started a little slow. Took a while to get the wall open. Lost the first blood. But it just did not matter. Brava breaking things wide open. Native now picking onto the Ash. It's a good choice. It's your top fragger, 13-4. Get him on the big guns, and we'll see if it can happen again in round 2. Interestingly, there's no Jaeger, there's no Amai, so this deployable shield the Frost has is going to be immediately taken out by the Ash whenever they work their way up, or by Gav there with the frag grenades. Whoa. That was close.
Yeah, you know how we talk about the Azami always being the first one gone? That one felt a little too close for comfort. You know, I think it might be a curse to play on this Azami character. Just a little bit in this game.
I'm telling you, I would not be playing Azami right now. I don't know how these guys are doing it, but they're doing it all the same. Slash is about to get flamed out here, just waiting for the cross on that main window. Ross can try to jump down that hatch. We'll see if the player can see him hovering over there on the library balcony. Believe it's Arctics on the Capital, and the fire through. There goes the shots as well. Matt gets a kill credit all the way from the office balcony, so a long angle by this buck, but a good one nonetheless. Still 2 players upstairs. It's going to be Z-Man and Slash playing in the library hall and the mezzanine. Going to be under pressure pretty soon here. They have the entire other part of this upstairs free, but showing a little bit of hesitation in getting in the building.
Nice shot from Poppy as he's going to find his, but an instant refrag. Gav going to be able to shut him down before he's able to heat up anymore. A 3v4 now. The attackers sitting still for a minute, just trying to figure out exactly what they want to do, as their ace has fallen, which will make things a little bit more difficult, but plenty of utility still left to use. 4v3
favoring Placeholder at the moment. See what more they can do. This Azami has still not been forced off the second floor. Placeholder has not even gotten into the library yet. So we'll see if they try to start to make entry. Native here on this window can provide a lot of pain, and Slash takes down the first. What an angle from Native, though, getting Slash, and just like that, Placeholder up 3-1. Starting to see a little bit of a run here from the boys in blue. Fountain, the last one left alive here for F5. No C4 in hand, only an SMG 11. Looking down the wrong way, 3 not looking likely here for our mute player. Fairly spread out as well. Arctic's in the fireplace. Does not have any flames yet, but more than enough smoke to get them in the building. Yeah, back on the same side, it's going to be Native from behind to try to pinch him, but he won't be needed. Gav with the kill. Placeholder with the round, and they move up 5-3.
I mean, a really nice shot from Gav. And just kind of a misplay from F5. They overextended themselves just a little bit. And we're allowed to, have 2 really quick picks back to back on the 3v3. Just really, really, really unfortunate for them. I think that the defense was much stronger for F5 in the bar gaming than it was for Placeholder. But Placeholder just being the better team in that situation, and Native still going strong.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Placeholder really starting to heat up now. F5, I believe, have now dropped 3 straight rounds with 1 on attack and 2 on defense, going their opponent's way. Gonna go downstairs now to Snowmobile Garage. We'll see if they can do anything on this basement site. Saw once before, I believe it was the attackers that took it, right? Maybe.
Basements?
Yes,
it was the attackers that ran outside of the main door and found the vigil before he walked down the main stairs.
Okay, thank you. I remember now. I was like, wow, I just lost all credibility. Luckily, not for a few more rounds. Don't worry, I'll be sure to tank it eventually. We'll see if Placeholder are able to open up this main wall. They don't have anything like a Thatcher, but they do have the retired runs from Flores, which without Tubero should be more than enough to take it down.
I think that Gav's going to find the first. I mean, the Bandit being taken down first is going to be very, very, very unfortunate. That means the Bandit trick will be done. But it's like you said, they do not have anything to take care of the Bandit batteries besides the Flores drones. But those very easily counterable. Just shoot them or throw it in back down. But Bandit being taken down first is very sad. And we saw, I believe it was Lamai looking down, very sad about the Bandit dying first from upstairs. So I get it, man. That's very heartbreaking, and hopefully that doesn't lose F5 the round.
Hopefully not. Only time will tell. The only C4 of the round is now off the board for F5, which might hurt a little bit more than the Bandit trick, because with that, the floor is the capital. It's not very likely that it would have stayed close for long, but now without that explosive, nothing to stop now, and push out by the drone. Oh, and the recoil control is just not it. Fountain can't control the SMG-12 and falls for it. Shecky gets 1 in response. Is now upstairs in an air jab, sends him flying, and F5 is not in the basement. The entire site control just went to Placeholder. Don't know if they've recognized, but they are all up on the first floor. They need to get down. We'll see if they can. Diffuser out from Arctics here. The ace is going to get it. Shecky has made his way back into the site, but the ace taken down before he can finish. Z-Man got it before he got killed by Bronco. Bronco traded out by Slash, and we are back into a 2v2. And miraculously, F5 keep the diffuser off the ground.
I mean, things just got so much more difficult for Placeholder. You're in that 4v3 or 4v2 scenario. This should be very easily win around. Just not able to clutch it out. So let's see if this bomb will be able to get dropped. Let's see if Slash and F5 with Checky will able to clutch this one out. The wall coming down. The diffuser will be stopped yet again. Native falls a 1v2 now. It's going to be Gavin looking to try to get these kills. He's going to push through into the site. 40 seconds left on the clock as he walks towards the Wamai. A very tight angle, but Slash to find it. And just like that, F5 still around.
What a round from F5. Thought for sure Placeholder were going to take it. They were a millisecond away from getting that diffuser on the floor there. Arctic's on the ace, so close to doing it, but the drop from Z-Man really saves around there on the Legion. Definitely a good round from F5. It's not a convincing victory, but it is a victory all the same. We'll see if they can repeat their success. They were going back to kitchen dining. It was a closer round, I think, than the bar gaming, if I'm remembering correctly. but Placeholder did attack this one very, very well. F5 going to have an iron tight defense.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at the stats here, and native 14-5, the closest to 7-5 from Matt. They're gunning. These guys are definitely gunning. They definitely have, the ability to win this out. It's just going to come down to, being able to get into that post plant scenario, taking the correct map space, using our utility correctly. We just have to be able to win this out using a little bit more than our gun skill.
10 seconds to insertion.
See what happens here in what is going to be a very important round. Placeholder can place themselves on the match point, and F5 can guarantee themselves a little bit of a tie here. Just have to wait and see what happens. The two-brow last time kept the wall closed for a while, but the second that wall opened, everything just completely fell apart. Native started going absolutely insane with that ace. So we'll see what happens this time around. Erdic's going to open the window very early, so no more rotations for the defenders inside that bedroom. Just going to have to sit and wait, and it looks like this time, no defense over on the library, so attackers will take that momentarily.
Library control, top K9 control will also be taken as well on the side of Placeholder. They're going to start working their way over towards the piano office area. You have to have the vert control in order to have the, proper attack onto this bomb site. The Maverick could be very useful here as he jiggles out, but won't be able to find the kill onto the tuber out. Take a little bit of damage over near the bed. As a player, we'll be downstairs in the basement, waiting for a main lobby push. That player is going to be very important if not droned out. Could easily find some kills. It seems like they are aware of his positioning, though, as they're going to be holding towards that side. It's going to be the Grim and the Maverick holding towards that play. His bar control will now be ours as well.
Stealth now moving away from that main door up kind of by the solar side. Somebody opens the wall, or rather the window from out front. It's a jump out from Stealth, and oh no, what is the castle doing? Sprayed through the recycling bin. Those are not bulletproof, and Bronco knows it. Good shots from the Twitch. Off an interesting decision from the castle. Will end up costing him. Poppy still trying to find a little bit more impact in this game. These top walls stayed relatively close, are poked full of Maverick holes. The 5 still controls the top half of this map. Bronco and XaayN, but dropping low through the window as well, will be an odd fight with the 2 DMRs, and Shecky is going to be the one to fall to Gav. C4 out, C4 won't find anything. XaayN will find Native. Going to look to find Bronco as well, who is still dueling it out in that window, but Bronco will win the engagement. 4v2, 4v1 now for Placeholder. They are about to put themselves on to match point / the last player for F5. He can't stop the plant and likely will not stop the post. Bronco falls though, so there is hopes for the Izami. Now with Matt up in office, Gav in fireplace, it is going to be tough to do. And the ace opening long angles down below. We'll look to drop into trophy room, and we'll do so successfully. I don't know if they've seen him or heard him. The breach charge was pretty far away, and they were playing very, very far back with the angles. There's no way, and Matt will cut them down. Another round for Placeholder, and they place themselves all the way up on the match point.
I mean, imagine if I called the 7-5 then. Like,
that would be pretty crazy.
Imagine if I called it. I had a gut feel, you know what I mean? As it is going to be match point for Placeholders. They've had a very strong attacking half. They look really, really strong just in this tournament in general. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they are 2-1. I think both these teams are. So not playing bad at all. Have had a really good day thus far.
Well, the 7-5 still very, very much in the possibility. If F5 win this round, we can see an almost winner-take-all for round number 12, but they got to get past here first. I have not been keeping track, but I am reasonably confident we've seen a 7-4 in every game so far today. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure we have.
I don't think so. 7-4. Last 7-4 on Arcus, and then
You gotta be kidding. Yeah, they've all been 7-4s.
they've all been 7-4s. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. Fair enough.
You know, I respect the 7-5 prediction. I think having known that, though, I would have put my chips on 7-4 and Placeholder. Have a chance to prove us right here. That'd, I mean, what are the odds?
Is that a caster curse?
Be insane. It might be a caster's curse. I might be trying to help you get the 7-5. You'll never know. I've cursed both ways.
Interesting. I guess we'll find out at the end of this round. It's going to be a bar game hold with the library instead. Will they be able to deal with the Azami this time? As we know, we've been caster cursing the Azami players a little bit today. This is a fun angle.
It is. It might net him kill, too. Unfortunately, I don't think the Placeholder attackers have been up on that balcony very much. As I say it, their native is about on that level. Just going to look to swing in towards the library instead and gets cut down. What in the Spider-Man are you doing? Hanging upside down there, Z-Man. Gets the kill for that one. Azami with a good start in F5 now with a little bit of momentum as native. Close to 14-7. Been a rough few rounds for native. Oh, that's brutal.
His name is Native Dash Onk. So very fair. Nate's gonna come out. We'll destroy that deployable shield. It's gonna force the Frost back a good little bit. Never mind, the shield stays alive. Monty will be walking towards that area though. A nice shot from Matt. Really nice pixel by him. He's gonna find Z-Man. He's on. Yeah, I'm gonna find the second as well. It's gonna be checked, taking him down. The Ivy Stairs will have to be given away. He's gonna run back down. Poppy finding his on Matt upstairs, trying to play on to the bottom of main stairs. Finds him on the top of fireplace.
Fountain now hiding out in mudroom. Definitely not the most advantageous position for this Mew, especially not with the Monty on the other side. Placeholder have full top control, and it looks like Stealth has made his way back into dining room. So a very long angle for the Mira and fairly offsite. See if it works out for him. Frost under this hatch here is going to be pretty much the only defense on the site. Is if they drone Fountain. Fountain is going to be in a world of hurt. Stealth knows that there's one up on mezzanine, and it looks like it's Gav here. Still just sitting, waiting for the jump down. Monty is well going to relocate to the main stairs, so they should be able to find this Mira. Find the cover of fireplace. Gav now should be in the crossfire, but Stealth is still not pushing up. The shots ring through from Slash, and Gav gets Stealth. The Mira was not quick enough, but the Frost was, and that's a double kill from Slash. Are you kidding? It is all on Arctics. Has to drop down into the middle of sight. Knows that the Mute is coming from Mudroom. Can he see the Frost? The head is right there. Gonna hit the Frost. All he needs is one onto Mute. It is Fountain versus Arctics. Try to get the last, and it'll be Arctics. The 7-4 run continues. Placeholder upset F5.
Wow. What an insane 1v2 to close it out. I'm at a loss for words. Beautifully played by Placeholders. I mean, that is just so beautifully done. Very, very happy for them. They're going to be able to close out our day. 7-4s all the way across the board. What a great time that was. I mean, there was a lot of pauses, a lot of breaks, but besides that, great games from the day.
Yeah, I mean, as a caster, as a viewer, you really can't ask for anything better. Every single set was so down to the wire. Each team, each player had their moments all day long. It's really about as much as you can ask for. And speaking of all day long, that is about going to conclude it for us. So before we send us out, any last words, final words of wisdom from you, Aaron?
Shout out Native, only ace of the day. And shout out my boys over there at Castled Off. Love you guys. Anyway, that's all I got to say.
There you go. Short and sweet. Gotta love it. Once again, I've been KingFsher, joined here by Native. Thank you so much for watching day number 1 of the SGC quals. Quick reminder, going to be back live again tomorrow, 7 Eastern, yet again, with 4 more best of ones. Make sure you stop in, and we will see you right back here tomorrow night.